Hello, I'm providing a short video of how the grease port cleaning tool works. The tool was designed off of a basic grease gun. This is a Milwaukee version. Grease goes in here and used for normal greasing applications. Now, a lot of times grease will get contaminated and hard, and no longer the grease will be able to be pumped through. So what I've done is taken the same model of grease gun. I closed off the reservoir that's plugged off in there and tapped into the front of it with the fluid reservoir. Now the fluid reservoir, as you can see, is full of a lightweight oil to flush through. Now the only tool on the market semi-comparable to this tool is called a grease joint rejuvenator. The rejuvenator is a manual unit that you pound with a hammer. And in most cases, the greaser is not in an application where you can get in and pound it with a hammer. Plus, they are only able to use a short hose because they get air trapped in that line. And once air is trapped in the line, air can compress. So therefore, being able to flush a consistent flow of fluid through the long hose, you can use this tool anywhere that a grease gun would be used. Now this Milwaukee version, as you can see, I have several different versions, and from the information that I've already sent, this is a cheaper model that was built. You can see it's another cordless model. In here is an electric motor. On top of that electric motor, there's a cam. The cam runs the piston up and down. The piston then runs into this chamber up to where the fluid reservoir is. Now this tool does not produce near the pressure that we're producing with this Milwaukee tool. The Milwaukee tool can produce, as I said, over 10,000 psi. This particular model can only produce around 2,500 psi. So before it ever went to manufacturing, disassembling a Milwaukee version of the gun, you can see but the motor's in here, and it's going to have a piston, and it's doing the same thing this is, but with a lot tighter tolerances and a lot more power. So we're able to produce 10,000 psi. If 10,000 cannot clear out a joint, then the joint will definitely have to be removed. That means the bushing has slipped and closed off the joint completely. Now here's a gauge I've attached. I don't know how well you can see. The 10,000 psi is the black number to the right, which converted to metric is 700 of the bar pressure. Now when this tool is activated, as you can see, we are able to get up. There's 10,000. Now this pump actually has a transmission, and we can shift the transmission to a lower pressure, and now we can exceed that 10,000 psi. Now, I don't know how much pressure that actually is, but it's in the 12,000 pound pressure range, which would unplug any Zerk. So the internals of this machine has everything that we would need to develop a good quality unit. We could possibly go with a larger motor because longevity is not, the battery usage is a key to a grease gun, but we could use a larger motor to create the same pressure at the high speed, because as you've seen when I started, it leaked on the lower speed. On the higher speed, it forces this joint to seal. Now the cordless model is much more in demand. Here's a version of the Milwaukee Battery. If we built this tool, what I would recommend is making a universal tool that you could put different adapters for, say, a Milwaukee Battery. Where here I have a Ryobi 18-volt battery. This one here is a Porter cable 18-volt battery. So there would be several different adapters that could be made. These two would not interchange, although they look similar. The two main battery companies would be DeWalt and I would say Milwaukee, because a lot of shops are using these Milwaukee tools. I am going to also attach a video of the mechanical version that is being sold, but as of right now, there is no company in the world that produces a power tool that actually does this. Now, the video I send you, they tap this little piston here with a hammer, and what we're able to do using the electric is we can do what they're doing over 100 times in 1 minute and at way higher pressures. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and thank you for your time.